All right, I'm on, big dog. You know, like that. Yeah, you can see that. Perfect. That. How does it look? All right. Good morning. Welcome in to the Golden Moon Casino on the property of Pearl River Resort. Super cool sports book, conference championship weekend, plus the NFL and all the college basketball games for the SEC. Look at all the SEC teams in top 50, top 60 net rankings, or top 40 for that matter. Good morning, welcome in. I'm your host, Bo Bounds. You can watch the show right now on YouTube. Search Out of Bounds Sports. First time we've done this from the sports book, and I'm pretty excited about it. Jackson Meadows, how's it look? Yeah, I do. Do you think I have a trained eye? Experience counts. That's right. All right, my man. We are rolling here at the sports book. We've got the top. Do I have to keep it on this window? Can I flip over to other pages? How does that work? Okay, because I need to pull up the college football playoff thing. Boom, there it is. All right, good deal. I want to go through the college football playoff rankings. So Oregon won right now. They'd get a bye. Boise State a bye. SMU a bye. Texas a bye. That could change with conference championship games. And then Arizona State at Penn State. To me, that is a weather shot game, man. Arizona State out in Phoenix and Tempe. Good grief. No, I love what. Look, I think that's a great question. I love what Kenny Dillingham has done, and we call him Dilly Dilly on the show, and he's a little maniac, 34 years old, head coach at Arizona State. But that's not a big win for James Franklin and Penn State. Um, they live ranked in the top 10 because they go 10-2 every year and they don't beat anybody, and they lose to Ohio State, Michigan, and sometimes somebody else in what is a very, very weak Big Ten. Tennessee and Ohio State, that could be a battle. Can you imagine if Ryan Day loses that? I just heard Feinbaum on behind me here at the Timeout Lounge Sportsbook on the property at Pearl River Resort. And he was like, they spent more money than any other team. But, to not win the Big Ten championship and get a bye and whatever. But hang on, they're still in it. Well, I like that rumor. I like that. Was that 4? Harbaugh won 3 on the way out? Good grief. You're still upset with him over that. Yeah. Well, he saved himself another year or so by beating. Yeah. And he fired his offensive coordinator yesterday. You hadn't had one fired at a defensive coordinator at Mississippi State, but Michigan fired their OC yesterday. Dan Mullen rumored to be there, RG. So we'll see. Evidently, North Carolina is not interested in Dan Mullen. I was told because of what happened the last year at Florida. You got to be kidding me. Dan Mullen won at Mississippi State, and he beat Kirby Smart in year 2, and Kirby had a huge head start and jump on him. And he went to back-to-back New Year's Six bowl games, beat Harbaugh in Michigan, and my gosh, everything else he did it. No, you got to consider Mullen. It is. It is. No, I'm not surprised with Bubba Cunningham, the athletic director of North Carolina. He's yet to hit on the right hire at in football. And as we discussed a couple of days ago, it's all about basketball. And he hired Roy Williams. Did he hire Roy Williams? Roy was at Kansas for 15 years. Bubba Cunningham has been at North Carolina for 22 years. I don't remember when Roy took. Yeah, I think he did. Yeah, because they went. Guthridge was Dean Smith's right hand man, and Dean Smith made sure that Guthridge got the job by stepping down in September or October before the season, and that didn't work. And then they hired Buzz Peterson, who had been at Tennessee, I think. He was Michael Jordan's roommate at North Carolina, and that didn't work out. I think that's right. And then they hired Roy Williams and won uh, 4 national titles. Did I get that right? Well, sure, he knew all the players. Got it. Oh, no doubt. It's like Mike Krzyzewski at Duke or Nick Saban at Bama or Jim Harbaugh at Michigan. Um, let's switch gears. Did you see last night Ward Manuel, the athletic director at Michigan, was trying to explain why they did the rankings the way they did, and he didn't really know. He didn't care either. I mean, he was like, "Look, here's how the rankings are. Y'all can go to hell." But people were complaining that he didn't really explain why they did what they did. I thought that was kind of funny. No, he doesn't. They don't care. They don't care. We'll see if Bama can stick in the playoffs. You've got Bama at Notre Dame right now today, Indiana at Georgia, Tennessee at Ohio State. Ryan Day does not need to lose a first round playoff game. Yeah, they're not. So Ross Bjork came out on Sunday. By the way, one more is Arizona State at Penn State. Um, Ross Bjork made a statement on Sunday, blah, blah, blah. Ryan Day's our coach. We have faith in him, all that. So we'll see. You're just trying to stir the pot, and I love it. That's right. Or is it the dreaded vote of approval? Like RG here gives me the dreaded vote of approval, and then he's going to boot me. and I may never, be back. But the dread, yeah. So you talk about now. Scott Strickland gave Billy Napier the uh, the vote of approval, and then Napier comes out and beats LSU, Ole Miss, and Florida State to end the year, and they're on a roll. And Strickland's like, "Hey, I'm keeping my job. Everybody's happy. We went 7-5. DJ Lagway's coming back. Things look good." Yep, it is. We're live from the Golden Moon Casino Sportsbook and Lounge. This is ESPN 1059 The Zone. We are the Out of Bounds Show. We're brought to you by Southern Ag Credit, financing life outside the city limits. Also, lunch today is brought to you by the amazing Gyros at Aplos in the Renaissance and Aplos in Highland Village. Coming up next, the Mick Gillespie, Bama Insider. Oh, good morning. Welcome in. We are live from Pearl River Resort inside the Golden Moon Casino at the Timeout Lounge Sportsbook. Super cool, super cool. Getting ready for conference championship weekend and the NFL. Thanks for hanging out with us on ESPN 1059 The Zone. You can watch the show live right now on YouTube. Search Out of Bounds Sports. Out of Bounds Sports. We're streaming on the Out of Bounds radio app and the zone1059.com. Are you all right? Jackson Meadows? Okay. Okay. You are on a heater. By the way, I don't know why Southern Miss fans are mad at me. I gave them an idea of how they can raise $500,000 for their NIL fund. And if they pair that with another $500,000, like Mississippi State would pay you $500,000 to get out of the game next year, I think, and not go to Hattiesburg. There's no doubt that Southern Miss can easily raise another $500,000 on their own, if not more. $1,000,000 in a Sun Belt team. I just gave you the idea. $1,000,000 in a Sun Belt team, and you win 7 to 8 games. Instead, they're mad at me because I'm saying that Mississippi State should not go to Hattiesburg and open the season Labor Day weekend in Hattiesburg, Mississippi. Zach Selman should offer Jeremy McClain several $100,000 in which Jeremy can say, yes, now I have even more money for NIL and my next coach, whoever that is, Charles Huff from Marshall or Faulkner, the OC at Georgia Tech or whatever the hell. Instead, Southern Miss fans are getting mad at me on Twitter because evidently they don't understand basic math. That is not my fault, and I don't understand it. I'm trying to help you get $500,000 like that. All right, we are the Out of Bounds Show, ESPN 1059 The Zone. Lunch today brought to you by the, let's go with the fried oyster po' boy at Martin's in Livingston. It's a great place to watch the games, too. Martin's in Livingston, watch college football in the NFL. Let's welcome in Roll Tide Bama insider Mick Gillespie. He joins us on the Farm Bureau Insurance guest line. Mick Gillespie, good morning. Did Alabama cheat to get into the college football playoff? Is Mick there? I got you. I got you. Sometimes Jackson's a little slow on the trigger. I am ready. All right, so y'all play. Well, right now you go to Notre Dame and play. I think that would be. I'd say Notre Dame's going to be a 2 or 3 point favorite. All right. Were you surprised that Bama ended up in at number 11 and right now, depending on the Clemson SMU game, they're in the college football playoff? Right. Yes. No doubt. No doubt. I I couldn't agree with you more, Mick Gillespie. And look, as much as I have Bama fatigue at times, you just nailed it. Bama makes it more interesting and fun and compelling because people love to hate Bama, or the bandwagon fans and all the people that threw TVs through their mobile homes, like we were talking about after Oklahoma, they get all excited. We're visiting with Mick Gillespie. Mick, tell our listeners the uh, the 40 different shows that you do for Bama and so on. Okay, you're doing a hell of a job, and you've got a lot of good stuff going on. The Chicago Cubs thing is amazing to me. I'm jealous. Um, all right, so we're visiting with Mick Gillespie on ESPN 105.9 The Zone. We're live from the Sportsbook Timeout Lounge on the property of Pearl River Resort. Do you believe that this Bama team is capable of winning 4 playoff games? It's true. Yeah, right. True. Mick Gillespie letting everybody know that the Alabama Crimson Tide are going to run the table. He joins us on ESPN 105.9 The Zone. I hope we get Bama at Notre Dame. I mean, that is two monster brands. It could be snowing and ice and all kinds of things up in South Bend. And Notre Dame's pretty damn good. I know we don't like to give them credit. I know they've been overrated like 39 of the last 40 years, like Penn State. But as Mick alluded to, Bama's good, but this isn't dominant Bama, and Notre Dame's pretty good. So I think this is a could be a one-score game, hell of a game, and so on. Um, oh, dude, yeah, because you really haven't had good Bama Notre Dame rivalry since the '70s, and um, they ripped off Coach Paul Bear Bryant one year and didn't give him the national title. And he said that it was his best team. Um, okay, yeah, he said it was his best team at Bama. And then we had the national championship in 2012, and that was a rout. And actually, Saban took his foot off the gas. And if he doesn't, it's not 38-0; it's 58-0. or 60-0. So visiting with Mick Gillespie on the Out of Bounds Show, 105.9 The Zone, ESPN. Do you believe that? So DeBoer likes Milroe, but he wants a different quarterback, right? He's going to go out and get the guy that really fits his offense for 2025, and I think a lot of people expect it to look a little bit better. Do you agree with that, Nick? I agree. He's a first round pick, even if it's mid to late, tons of money, and he'll get an opportunity to move on. And DeBoer will pick one of these guys that you're talking about, and Bama moves on. He's a good player, and so on. Mick Gillespie, cover Crimson on the Out of Bounds Show and the Farm Bureau Insurance guest line. And the show is brought to you by RPT and Rick's Pro Truck, your next toolbox, spray and bed liner, tires and wheels, all powered by Rick's Pro Truck. All right, Mick Gillespie, I want to switch gears and talk Chicago Cubs. How long again have you been working with the Cubs? Good. All right. What? How many hits? How many shows? How many things do you do throughout the year for the Cubs?
My moderate to severe plaque psoriasis helped me back, and now with Skyrizi, I'm all in. Thanks to Skyrizi, I saw dramatically clear skin and may even achieve 100% clear skin. Don't use allergic. Serious allergic reactions, increased infections, or lower ability to fight that may occur before treatment can check for infections and TB.
Okay.
Nothing on my skin?
I grew up a Cubs fan too. And I know. Oh yeah, yeah. Uh, okay, so at the Cubs conventions, who are the most popular Chicago Cubs former players? I'm assuming, well, current and former, but former players that maybe you've interviewed or did they go and interacted with?
Different Part C plans are available in different parts of the country, so don't wait. Call the number on your screen now. If you're on Medicare, you can call even if you called last year. We will check to see if there is a Part C plan available in your area with additional benefits or cost savings. Call to speak with a licensed insurance agent before the end of the annual enrollment period. You don't get Medicare Part C benefits automatically, so call now for your free 2025 no obligation Medicare benefits review. Just call 800-301-0697. 800-301-0697 This is an important message for everyone on Medicare. Right now is the Medicare annual enrollment period, and today we are talking about Medicare Part C, commonly called Medicare Advantage. If you don't have a Medicare Part C plan, call now. You may be eligible for plans in your zip code with additional benefits or cost savings you may not be receiving now or that may have previously not been available to you. Different Part C plans are available in different parts of the country, so don't wait. Call the number on your screen now. If you're on Medicare, you can call. Even if you called last year, we will check to see if there is a Part C plan available to you with additional benefits or cost savings. Call to speak with a licensed insurance agent before the end of the annual enrollment period. You don't get Medicare Part C benefits automatically, so call now for your free 2025 no obligation Medicare benefits review. Just call 800-301-0697. 800-301-0697.
For muscle cramps and spasms, Theraworks absorbs quickly from relief. So get back at it. For fast muscle relief, Theraworks works. Try Theraworks and get back at it.
Ooh. Sure.
We're celebrating students all college football season. It's time for every fan to play their role. So grab your sides,
Wow.
grab your towel, your face paint, and your bow. To sign up for Taco Bell Awards and look for the top student section. The more you have your team, the better your chances are to get free candy and chicken taco. Download the Taco Bell app and make your voice.
Sure.
There's a better way to fast small business loan. Go to OnDeck.com. Get your funds as soon as the same day. Your loan is on deck.
Precise designs, subtle curves, curated upgrades, elevated design for thoughtful living.
The best gift is original, great quality, great gift on me. It's ultra slim, looks great. The highest quality materials. That's why I kind of want to change bridges built to last. Get up 40% off now. This is the carry-on box. So you get all the kind of boxes see what it is. Oh, you it is travel.
That is awesome. Mick Gillespie on the Out of Bounds show with Bama Insider, worked with the Cubs for over 15 years, and he had Ron Sandberg pour beer on him. I mean, that's when you just drop the mic and realize that your career has maybe hit its apex. I don't know, but that is incredible. He joins us on the Out of Bounds show. We're live from Pearl River Resort. Okay, what are you doing anything in the next couple of months before spring training with the Cubs? Right. Sure. Well, let me ask you this. Do you Sure. Where did they do spring training? South Florida or out the Phoenix area? Are you are you going out there this year? Sure. Sure, sure, sure. Yeah. Yeah. Right. Right. Yeah. No. Right. Sure. Mick Gillespie, we appreciate it, big dog. We'll talk again soon, and I think you and I are going to have to do like a 30-minute to 60-minute Chicago Cubs show and talk about Lee Smith and Rick Sutcliffe and Ron Shea. And yes, I'll bring the bourbon. I will bring the. All right, be good, bud. Have a good week. Thanks, man. I want to thank Pearl River Resort. This place looks amazing. Festive holidays. Just beautiful Christmas trees everywhere, and reindeer and Santas and poinsettias. Come up, spend an evening, 24 hours, and enjoy the resort. PearlRiverResort.com, and we will see you tomorrow. Thanks for listening to the Out of Bounds Show.